Well, hey families, this is Jeff, and I'm here with this week's Continue the Journey activity. Activities to help you as you help your child throughout the week on their journey to find and follow Jesus. And this activity is called House to House. Now, this week in our Kids Church experience, we looked at what happened next in the greatest story ever told. Last week, we talked about how Jesus rose from the dead. It was Easter. That was the theme for the week. And we talked about how Jesus appeared to his friends, his followers. He gave them this mission to tell others the good news. This week, we looked at what happened next by looking at the book of Acts and how the very first church came about. And it was a whole lot different from church as we think of it today. So we had the kids actually brainstorm about this. One of the kids was amazed that, well, how could they display stuff without projectors? Just the things that are so different today than they were back in, the first century AD. It's amazing to think of what has happened over the last 2,000 years. To begin this activity, share these verses with your kids. They're from Hebrews chapter 10, starting in verse 23. Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep his promise. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works, and let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. And this is, I think, a really important passage of the Bible for us today because we haven't been able to meet together, in person for a long time. We've done everything that we can, and technology has been great to keep us connected as best we can, but there really is no substitute to the church meeting together. So after you read that verse where, talk to your kids about how important it is to meet together and say, now let's talk about what that first church was like. Remind them that they met in people's homes and help them to know exactly what they did there. You guys can brainstorm it, but some things to make sure that they include is that they sang songs together, definitely. They prayed together, definitely. They read some of the Bible together, definitely. And they ate together, which I think is spectacular. I love eating with people. I just love eating in general. So I hope tacos were a part of it. That would have been a great part of that early church celebration. From there, say, let's plan what this would look like for us and plan out what a home church service would look like. Who would you invite? Would it be just the people in your home? Would it be some of your friends from Journey's Crossing? Would it be just some friends who don't know Jesus yet? Think about who you would invite. Think about what the meal would look like. Think about maybe, would you sing a song together? Would you pray together? Would someone read a Bible passage together? Think about what that would look like in your house if you had a gathering that looked more like the first century church did. And then, here's the bonus, put that plan into action. Now, you might not be able to do it quite yet. I know some of us have been vaccinated and we're ready to do this. Some of us are still waiting on a vaccine. We're not ready to have people in our homes yet. That's totally up to you, whether you do it now or whether you say, let's put this off and do it in the summer. Totally up to you, but I think a really cool thing for your kids to experience is what would that first century church service look like. I think it gives them an appreciation for the history of things, but I think it also gives them appreciation for how we do church now, and it gives them a chance to maybe invite some friends who don't know Jesus to come and have a meal with them and have Jesus be a part of that meal. I hope you have a great time brainstorming and planning this activity, House to House. And I hope that you're able to actually do this activity at some point with people and give your kids that kind of experience. It really is all about just the experiences we have as a family and making those memories. I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.